Okay, everybody, we're back for part two of assignment 3C, or part C of assignment 3. This is part two. Okay, so we've drawn our part, got everything, our object, drawn it all right. Now, essentially, the goal of this was to draw this first, find this line here. We needed to find the length of this line. I need to put a dimension on it, and that I need that number so you can see it. And then the next thing we need to do is we were supposed to find a centroid. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that too. We're going to show you how to do that. Also, I need everyone to follow this particular method because in order for us to grade it, it makes it a little bit easier for us to grade it because the centroid is based off of the 0 point of the drawing, which is this green and red lines, that happens to be the absolute 0 of x and y on this drawing. Well, right now, this thing could be drawn here. The next person, which I drew it here, the next person could have drawn it somewhere over there. Next person could have drawn it, somewhere over there, somewhere like that. Or somebody could have drawn it somewhere down here. Whatever. That means that centroid numbers, the numbers from centroid means from here to the center of this part is going to be different. Everywhere that part moves, that means I'll have all different kinds of x and y's. And that would take me a long time to grade it. I think I already explained that in class. So let's make it a little simpler on the graders and on us, the TAs, to keep everybody consistent. So the way to do that is we are going to create a new x and y position that is common for this part. So if you'll notice, the part that extends out beyond the furthest on the left of this part is this corner right here. So I'm going to draw a line from this corner I want to go F8 straight, going straight down, and just go somewhere about right there somewhere, just to go below the part. Now the next part, next piece, the next line is going to be the lowest part. It happens to be this point. So we're going to draw a line from here, horizontally, straight across, and just past that other line. So guess what? I now have a common intersection point. If everyone draws this correctly and they draw these two lines, then this 0 point will be in the right place, ready to measure your centroid. Okay, but before we do that, we need to move our axis, our absolute 0, right to this position. So how do we do that? I believe you can grab this thing, just click on it, take it over there, and put it over there if you want, right on that intersection, and it's done. That's it. Alright, so that's an easy way to do it. Or, I showed you in class, you come over here to the WCS, you just say new UCS, you just wait for you to pick a point. There it is, move your mouse to the right and hit enter. And there you go, you got your new UCS. So now, my new 0 is right there at that corner, at that intersection. I want everybody to have that same corner so that when you actually generate your centroid, it'll be the same for everybody. I'll look at the same numbers. Alright, so now let's do a centroid. First of all, is this piece here is all individual pieces. Well, I need to have it as one. If you remember, that's a region command. So let's do a region command. And what do? We pick all the pieces to make it a region, which happens to be all these pieces here. Alright, and I enter it. Okay, so now what? Oh, it's all a region. If I float my mouse over, you'll see it is a region. Can you see that? Alright, so I got my region. The reason why I need a region is because when you do an area, or when you do a volume, or when you do all these different things that we do to these parts, it needs to be a single part, a single object. So a region gets us there. Alright, now, what command do I need? Well, this is a new command that you learned today. It's called mass, M-A-S-S, P-R-O-P, mass properties. Okay, I'm going to hit enter on that. It asks me just to select an object. Well, there's the object I want to select. There it is. It happens to be the whole piece, and I hit right click, I accept it, and bam, I have my properties. Alright, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is F2, get rid of that, because I'm sure you guys saw that, and that'll help you get to do whatever you wanted to do. So, now we know how to get the centroid from those numbers that I had on the screen. We want to take the x and y position of centroid. We want to take these two axes and offset them over in the X and offset this one up in the Y to match what I had in my numbers here on Centroid, which happened to be right there. Alright, so now you know what that's supposed to be. Anyway, I need to offset those numbers. Now, just for sake of showing you how to do that, I'm just going to pick a couple arbitrary numbers. So offset, let's just go 70 in X, and offset maybe 40 in Y. 40 is not enough. Offset maybe another 70. There we go. Alright, so now I've got my true center or centroid of my part, which happens to be right there. That's what I'm looking for. And everything gets measured from this new zero we created. And that's really what I need, is these numbers. Okay, which now you're going to take, basically do the same thing like we did in the last assignment, which was copy and paste from that F2 here, copy paste, and drop it into mtext. And of course you might have to scale it. It might be really small. You won't be able to see it, so you could scale it up for the text size. Alright, now one more thing. There should be a symbol that's put here that we can put right in the center. So I'm going to show you. You go up to Format, you go to Point Style, and under Point Style you'll have a bunch of these choices that you can go through. Well, the closest one that matches very similar to a CG mark, or center of gravity, or centroid mark, would be this one right here. So I'm going to pick that, hit OK. It's set now. Now I need to actually place a point right here. So how do I do that? It's P0, or I'm sorry, PO. PO, which stands for point. It just waits for me to specify point. I pick that intersection, and there you go. You've got it. Okay, and you can leave these lines here if you want to, or you can get rid of them. Whatever, it doesn't matter, because you're going to paste in your X and Y position for the centroid right in here. Okay? And that's really what I'm looking for. As far as these lines, you can make your layers if you'd like and change these lines to some other colors so it's easy to see. That's really up to you. But I'm looking for the centroid numbers. Alright, that takes care of that. And remember, it's all about this standardized center point to go to this centroid point. Alright, and that's what I'm looking for. And that's about it for this particular part C. So good luck. Let me know if there's any problems, and we'll see you in class next week. Bye-bye.